Hello, Georgetown. I'm Beverly Enos, and you are watching Spotlight Georgetown. You can find us Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. on your local cable station. Quite often we're on at other times, so just put the station on and you can see the timetable and see who's on. If there's a show that has already been on and you'd like to see it repeated, please give me a call or email me or the station, and we'll make sure that we make that happen for you. This is your cable TV, so if you want to be part of it and learn how to use one of the cameras and possibly do something within one of your own groups, let us know. Now today we're talking to Sue Daigle, and Sue is from Georgetown. Her business used to be in Georgetown. She's just moved across the Groveland line, and it's Georgetown Massage and Wellness. Welcome, Sue. It's good to see you.
Nice to see you, Bev.
Yes. Now, I just said you live in Georgetown.
Yes, I do.
You have a family here.
Yes, we do. Well, our sons no longer live in Georgetown, but they're still rooted in Georgetown.
And how old are the kids?
The kids.
I mean, we knew each other. We knew each other when they were babies.
Yes.
So
26 and 24.
Oh, mine are in their 40s. Don't feel bad. Just wait. It gets better. Now, how long have you actually lived in Georgetown?
22 years.
Okay. So It's been quite a while.
It's been quite a while, and I love it. I love living in the country. It's just so great. I grew up in the city, so it's just
Where did you grow up?
Brooklyn, New York.
Oh my!
Queens, over the Brooklyn-Queens line.
That is the city.
Yes. I'm not a Yankees fan, a Mets fan, but I am.
I was born in Southie, so
Oh, all right.
you know, I lived there for the first few years. I don't remember much of it, but my parents' relatives were always there, so I do know a little bit about Southie. Now, other than this, what other interests do you have in Georgetown? I know you've got your finger in a couple of different pies here.
Not as much, because unfortunately the Rotary is now defunct. I'm much more active in our church, at the Byfield Parish Church. I'm in the choir. We just had our cantata.
Oh, you can sing too, huh?
Well, sometimes that's what I think anyway. And
if I do that, they make me sing.
And I'm part of an outreach of a group of people in Georgetown that reach out to the street people in Haverhill. We have a
And that's going to probably be a future show, so
yeah,
we may see you again.
it's a fabulous ministry. It really is.
You have your business?
Yes.
Okay, Georgetown Massage and Wellness.
And wellness, right?
It has a new address,
It does.
which is?
939 Salem Street. We crossed over the line almost 2 years ago.
So you're in that first little strip mall just over the line.
Just over the line, the one with the green roof. What I tell people is where K's used to be. And they
Okay.
all go, oh, yes.
And you still have a 352 exchange?
Still a 352 exchange.
And the rest of it is?
A 352 7677.
7677.
Right.
Okay. Website or email?
GeorgetownMassage.com.
Okay, that makes it easy. That's
It
how
sure does.
That's how I actually had to find you, because
We were one
I
of the
lost
first
addresses.
ones, massage therapy offices, to have a website, which is how I got that name, because there's a Georgetown in every state.
Right.
And in Canada, because we've gotten phone calls, people trying to book from Canada. But
and we have other massage places in Georgetown, but
Yes,
they
we do.
cannot have that name
that's right, they cannot have that.
because it's yours. What does a massage therapist do? It's such a sounds like such a big title that covers everything, does it?
It really does.
Okay.
It really does. First off, we have a lot of fun. And it makes us feel really good because we're helping people. What we do is we help people who are under stress or have pain or just want routine maintenance of their body by massaging their muscles.
Routine maintenance.
You'd
It
be
sounds like a car.
It really, well, think about it. Your body really is. It needs that relaxing of muscles. We have everyday things that we do to ourselves. We step a little funny. We pick up something. We sleep a little funny.
Getting in the car wrong.
Exactly, all that type of stuff. And those little things start to build up. So by people that are coming in routine, and we have quite a few people that come once a week, once every other week, and then once a month, and so forth. And it's having that routine massage, be it a half an hour, hour and a half. It helps resolve those issues and keeps the body healthier.
Okay.
But we also get a lot of the times the people that call us and like, help. My neck hurts.
That's one of the reasons that it dawned on me to have you come on the show. My neck hurts. It's been bothering me for a while. Is there something we can do about that?
That's right.
Without taking a medication that I don't want to put into my body.
Exactly.
And that was my decision to make. And I have to imagine that's a lot of other people's decisions
A lot of people,
as well.
right? And it's there are no contraindications really for massage, and it's been around for thousands and thousands of years. In the 1930s, with the onset of pharmaceuticals, that's when physicians were no longer taught massage. Prior to that, people based their doctor, who they saw, by how good of a massage they gave.
Really? Okay. And I mean, for years they had reflexology. They had that in Egypt, and
That's right. They had all
of
those
these
things.
Okay.
So hands-on has always been there.
It's the drugs that are newer.
That's right.
Okay. What training do you need? Can you just say, I'm going to be a massage therapist?
No, you may not. Thankfully, there's only 2 states, I think, left in the United States where you can still do that. When I started, you really didn't need anything. It was just sign up with the Board of Health. But I did go to school.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I did go to school. I went to Spa Tech over in Ipswich. I think it was their 6-month class or something like that. I forget how many hours it was. And then you graduated with the basic knowledge and go out there and learn. I want to say probably about 5 or 6 years ago, the state finally said, no, we are going to license massage therapists. We are going to set a standard so everybody has the exact same knowledge. And I think that's a wonderful thing.
Oh, yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
What I'm looking forward to, and I hope it will happen within my career lifetime, is nationalization. Because once we have a nationalized standard, then we can go after the insurance companies and say, pay us. Right now, the insurance company says, we don't know what degree you have. We don't know what you have. Because each state is different. But there's a national board. Well, it's a national board. They just changed names and how they're doing it. But they are trying to get a standardization of what's taught, how many hours, and have everybody have to pass a test. And now we're on a plain level.
Now, do they have things like CEUs, like other, like
Yes, we
nurses
do.
or, continuing education?
The state doesn't require it right now.
Right.
However, I'm part of an organization called the National NCTMB. It's a national, I can never remember what the C stands for. And yes, I am required for a number of CEUs. Plus, I belong to different organizations that do require CEUs. And that's the way you learn.
And you're not the only massage therapist at Georgetown Massage.
No, I am so excited. The November before I moved, it was down to myself and just 2 other therapists, and one was going to move on because she had purchased a practice. And I was thinking, what am I going to do? And then I got a phone call, and I got wooed asking me to come in to the newly opened space that became available. And a wonderful landlord, he said to me, what do you want? And I did
Without
my
talking
design.
about the specifics, you have a downstairs with how many rooms?
We have 4 rooms downstairs.
And then you've got an upstairs.
And we have upstairs where we do couples massages and we can hold classes.
Okay, so there's quite a bit of space.
It is. It is.
Quite a bit of space. How do people decide how long of a session to book? I mean, when you ask me how long do you want, I'm thinking,
I know.
I have no idea. So I went for, a half hour, and
Right.
we'll see how it goes.
Right. What I normally tell people, it's what you can afford time-wise and financially.
Okay.
Because I don't want somebody on the table lying there going, how am I going to pay for this?
Yeah.
That type of thing. And oh my gosh, I've got to get out. I've got to pick up the kids.
And
So
the
we kind of
prices
work
change
with it.
accordingly through the years, so we're not going to
Exactly.
discuss costs per
Right.
se.
Right.
That's why there's a website and
That's
there's
right.
information. Okay. So
And also what's wrong with them. So if they tell me what's going on, I might say, you know what, I think, could you give me an hour? And that'll give me enough time to find the reason, resolve the reason, and then put the body back in a calm state.
Okay. It's a calm state that feels so good.
It does.
Now, for people that have never had a massage, and I know a lot of people that haven't,
Right.
I've had not therapeutic massages. I've had just general massages years and years ago.
Right.
And I did have a friend that went to the same, whose daughter went to the same school that you did, and I was one of her patients,
Yes, your
clients.
practice.
So I got to have hand massages, then it was arm massages, then it was the whole arm massage, and so I got to have that part of it.
Right,
but
right.
So what should they expect their first visit?
For their first visit, they're going to come in. We'll ask them to arrive maybe 5 minutes early so we can go over paperwork with them and so forth, get them acclimated. We're going to bring them into a room. It's a private room. And the therapist will tell them to get undressed to their level of comfort. It's depending what we're working on. So, for example, if somebody's coming in for half an hour and they've just got something going on with their neck, we might just say, take everything off from the top up.
And there are sheets and blankets and stuff.
And there's
So-
sheets and blankets.
okay.
And then we
They're not
leave.
just laying there
No,
going-
they're not just laying there. And we'll tell them to get on. It looks like a small bed, actually, and it's made up like a bed with a sheet and a blanket. And we'll tell people to get undressed to their level of comfort after we leave the room, and then they can get onto the table in between the sheet, and they're covered all the time. Modesty is always respected.
Okay. And that's important to a lot of people.
It really is. It really is. It's modesty is respected, and it's up to them how undressed they want to get.
Okay. There are lots of different types of massages. So I have a list here.
Okay.
That some of it I took off your website, and some of it I took off other things that
Interest
I
you?
know about, or
Okay.
things that interest me. Foot and leg.
Foot and leg.
So that's for people that have.
Problems with their feet, their leg. We'll get a lot of foot and leg this time of the year for the women that are wearing high heels to all the parties. Their legs
Really?
are killing them. Yes.
Like leg cramps and stuff
Leg
like
cramps, their feet. If you're not normally wearing high heels and you start wearing high heels and you go to this cocktail party and you're standing for hours and hours and hours, your feet start to hurt. So that's what we do our foot and leg. And
Oh,
some
my
people
goodness.
just want foot and leg. And you can really relax somebody, almost the entire body, just by doing the feet, which is a bounce off of reflexology.
Right, right. Aromatherapy.
Aromatherapy is using various scents to help make an impact upon the body. The scent of lavender is very relaxing. We'll put eucalyptus sometimes on the table. When the person is lying on the table, they normally face up, but when we have to work with their back, we're going to turn them over. And there's what we call a cradle. It's kind of like a horseshoe, and that's where you
Put
put
your
your
head
face.
inside.
Sometimes we'll put some eucalyptus in there. That will help relieve sinuses.
And
so-
you always check and make sure no one's allergic to anything
that's
first.
one of the first things that
Right.
we ask. We never do anything without
That's actually on your paperwork, as I
It
remember.
is. We're asking about allergies because we have to be careful about nuts, scents, and things like that. And we keep it really as scent-free as possible. We just do the aromatherapy during it. And some oils actually are things that we will apply to the body because it can have pain relief and so forth like that.
Kind of like the old Ben Gay, huh? No.
Exactly. No, exactly.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Bowen. I had never heard of this. And you said this is used for a lot of people that go to a gym or go to an exercise organization. And what is Bowen?
Okay, so it's actually anybody can have Bowen.
Okay.
The youngest I've done it was on a 3-week-old because he had constant crying. He had some hiatal issues, and we worked on him. I can't remember the oldest person I've ever worked on. It's a very
Probably me.
so it's not massage.
Okay.
Okay, so massage is always going to be constant hands-on, long flowing strokes with the lotion. With Bowen, we're actually going to work on very specific parts of the body, which is probably where I should bring in my chicken breast, what we call the fascia. And we release the fascia, and we let the body be alone for about 2 to 3 minutes. Well, we'll do this little move. If I can have your hand for a second. It's that kind of a feel,
Okay.
depending what I'm doing, as I had done before, that type of thing for carpal tunnel. And then I leave the body alone for 3 minutes to let it catch up. Studies have shown that fascia, which
Okay. If you,
I might as well just go
Yep.
into my fascia thing, because I love fascia.
Now,
I love-
fascia, to me, and
Okay.
we talked about this before we started recording,
Right.
that's the membrane, if you will, between the skin and the muscle.
Exactly.
So it's that thin,
It's that thin,
and you see it especially in things like lamb,
yep,
chicken.
chicken. And that's what I picked up, was a
so-
chicken to show everybody.
We have, it's not a live chicken. It's
Not a
okay,
live
don't worry
chicken.
about it.
It's not one of my girls. Don't worry about it. And it was I love the way things just work out, thank you God. It was a perfect piece of chicken. So, if you
So
can
you've got the
see-
skin,
So you've got the skin, and as I lift up the skin, you can see that white stuff.
that shiny membrane.
Yes. And that's fascia.
Okay, and the muscle of the chicken breast is underneath that.
And the muscles underneath, that's the red that we see.
Okay.
And a lot of times, especially like in a thigh, you'll even see that. You'll have the skin and this white stuff, and then the meat, and that's fascia. What's great about fascia, if you really take a good look at a piece of chicken or beef or anything like that, is that fascia wraps around, your muscles are made up of fibers, okay? Fascia wraps around every muscle fiber.
Okay,
Then it wraps around.
so every muscle in your body.
Every muscle in your body has a
to
fiber.
to separate it from the other things
it
in
can
your body.
So it can slide, okay? So every muscle fiber gets wrapped in fascia. every muscle gets wrapped in fascia. Every muscle group gets wrapped in fascia. And that fascia doesn't end, but it extends to the next muscle group.
Okay, so if you look at, I mean, you see things like this in the doctor's office. You see a leg, and it's got lots of different muscles. Each one of those has a separate fascia.
Yes.
And then they're together, they have another one underneath the skin.
Right.
Okay.
And that all attaches to the next muscle. So theoretically, your toes can cause a headache.
Okay. Because the
of
fascia
tension.
interconnects.
Because it interconnects.
All right.
So because of that, I know it sounds a little strange, but really that's the way the
Okay.
body works.
All right.
Because
I'm going
of
to
that-
take your word for it. You're the professional.
So what Bowen does is works with the fascia. So we do a light touch. We allow those signals to go through. There's a guy named Tom Myers, and he has done studies on the fascia. And sometimes it can take up to 90 seconds for that a signal that's put on that piece of fascia to make its way throughout the body.
Okay.
So we work on that, and it
Works for a
relaxes-
lot of people.
It works. It's an amazing, amazing technique. I usually get people who have run the gamut. A lot of times I'm their last chance before surgery. And we've got between an 80 and 90% success rate.
Wow.
And it's pain-free.
Yeah. Swedish massage. Say that
Swedish.
3 times fast.
3 times fast. But anyway, Swedish massage is a basic massage. It's one of the primary that it all began with. It's a lot of long flowing strokes with a constant contact. You're working different muscles and so forth, but not using specific techniques
Okay.
as you come across different stuff. That's what, if somebody comes in and wants a nice relaxing massage.
This is what you see like in movies and stuff, that somebody's getting massaged. And
Yes.
It just, okay.
Well, in the movie, they're getting what we call a fluff and buff.
Okay, sports massage.
Sports massage is much more oriented to the athlete. It's going to be done much quicker because you're trying to not so much relax the muscle, but really to get the blood flow going.
Okay. Pregnancy massage. I had never heard. I mean, there's something called effleurage that women do when they're pregnant, that they just automatically kind of rub their tummies, and
Right.
and it's used as a relaxing thing for the baby,
Right.
and for the mother. Is that the same type of thing, or is it?
It's basically usually like a Swedish massage. However, we have to be much more careful with the mother because of the way the baby's lying, so we can't let them lay flat. They need to have a pillow underneath them. When they get to that point where they can't be on the stomach, we need to have them propped up. So we call it pregnancy massage just so we know that it's a pregnant woman
so
coming in.
it's a gentle massage.
It's a gentle massage, and it really does help.
Okay. Hot stone.
I love hot stone.
I've seen these before.
I
This
knew you were
done
going to ask me
before.
that
Yeah.
one. I brought one. So that is the type of stone that we use.
Okay, so this is just a regular.
It's
a
a
regular
beach
stone?
It's an ocean
Oh, it's a
stone.
beach stone.
This is a beach
Okay.
stone. Some people will use the stones from the Midwest. However, the beach stones, because of their metallic content, I think it's the iron, they hold the heat longer.
Okay.
So what we do is we warm them up in warm water. We get them to the point where it's still comfortable for us to touch. Or if we were going to touch our hands, the state now requires we have to have a thermometer and so forth, which we do, because we don't want it too hot even for our hands. And we use that, so as we're gliding, we're actually using the stones. So you have this nice warmth.
Like a
going
hot
up and down.
compress.
Kind of like, but it's moving.
Okay. So it really warms the muscles
It warms
as
up the
you're
muscles
doing
as
the
you're
massage.
doing it, and it's wonderful, especially in the winter. We've
Ooh.
had those cold days, and you feel like you're nothing but a piece of ice, and that's all you can do. It's just,
And that type of thing tightens the muscles, so this would help loosen them.
yes,
Couples massage.
yes,
Now this sounds very interesting.
yes.
Don't go there. Go ahead.
No, it's yes. So we do couples massage, and basically what it is, because we have the loft. We had done it in the old office, and that was really tight. But we have the loft, so it's a nicer area. You have two people that want to be in the same room at the same time having a massage. So we have two therapists that will come in. So what we do is we bring them into the room, tell them how, we explain, what we're going to do, where to put their clothes, how to get undressed, and so forth like that. And then we leave them alone, and we go downstairs and we wash up and we get our lotion and stuff, and then we give them a heads up so they know that we're coming, and make sure that they're under the sheets, and then we just do a regular massage.
Okay. So question for you.
Sure.
When a couple of girlfriends, when the gals, they go and they have their nails done together.
Right.
Or a pedicure together. Can that be done as well?
It can be if they want to be in the same room.
Okay.
If they don't want to be in the same room, then we just put them in separate rooms.
Okay. All right. That would make sense.
What's interesting, though, from our end that most people don't realize is that as massage therapists, we have to plan ahead of time who's going to be in charge, who's going to give the 5-minute turn them over sign.
Okay.
Because you want to turn your clients over simultaneously, and who's going to give the 5-minute we're wrapping it up sign. Because
So
you want to work
between
together.
the therapists.
Right.
Okay.
And you also want to make sure the tables are far enough away, so in case we happen to both come in the middle at the same time and bend, we're not
You don't knock each other over.
Exactly.
Or knock the table over.
each other. The table won't fall over, but it'll be each other.
Okay, carpal tunnel, and I know you brought some more show and tell.
Yes.
So carpal tunnel is in the wrist. You have them in your right pocket.
That's right.
I believe.
Yes.
And I have had a lot of students, I've had a lot of friends that they usually do surgery,
Yes.
put stitches in, take the stitches out, and then they're in a cast quite often for quite a while. So
Right.
what is carpal tunnel and how can a massage help?
Okay, so carpal tunnel is you've got little bones in here, and they're
Okay.
called carpal. All right? And you have the bones, and then between the bones and the skin and the fascia, you have nerves coming through. What happens is because we're doing work, fine work all the time,
Like this?
typing,
Or like this?
texting,
Any repetitive
sometimes
hand
anything
work?
repetitive handwork, sometimes holding on to the steering wheel too long. What happens is that the hand gets used to this, and you can see it's starting to squish them.
Okay.
So it's cutting the nerve, it's pressing on the nerve, and that's what's making the fingers go numb.
Now, why do they call it tunnel? Because there's more.
Because it's literally
there's more than
it's a little tunnel.
there's
So
more
you-
than one nerve coming up that area.
Exactly. So you've got the bones, and then you have what literally looks like a tunnel. You can, if you look at the hand,
Mm-hmm.
you've got that bend. That's a tunnel. That's where they come through.
Okay. And the massage can help
And
by
massage can-
relaxing.
By relaxing all of the muscles up in here.
Okay, because that makes a
It's
difference.
very successful.
We already talked about how often people come in. Now, sometimes, and you said it briefly earlier, sometimes, what's going on with their toe is going to actually come from their head.
That's right.
Or what's happening in your neck is actually going to come from your back. How do you find this?
Tracing the fascia, you can literally feel
You can
a
feel.
line. I can feel that line of tension and follow where it's going. And the best way to describe it is that it's the victim that cries out, "I've been hurt, I've been knocked down, I've been robbed," and the perpetrator has run away. So you need to find the perpetrator,
Which would be in your back.
which could be
That's
in your back.
causing the neck.
That's right.
And that can happen to any different parts of the body.
Any different parts of the body. My favorite story to tell, and I can tell it freely because he doesn't live in Georgetown, and he lets me do it anyway. He's down in Washington, D.C. now. Great guy. He's a Marine, and he came out of the Marines, became a state trooper, and went back into the Marines. So we're talking about
Yeah.
beat me up, make me hurt kind of person. And he came in one day, and he had so much pain going on in his hip, he just couldn't figure out what was going on.
In his hip.
In his hip.
Okay.
And it was stopping him from running, which, heaven forbid, he couldn't run. So I traced it, and I traced it all the way down to his little toe. He had jammed his toe, totally forgotten about it. I released the little toe. He literally almost jumped off the table in pain. All I did was a little pull on it. Dropped back down and went, it's all gone.
Okay. Wow.
Because the fascia had been jammed, and it was pulling the hip down.
Okay. So sometimes when someone has a massage, it's not going to be the most comfortable thing.
Sometimes.
If you're working on something that is really,
Yes, and we can tell.
really down in there.
We can tell as we're starting along. You can feel an area. You go, "Ooh, I'm sorry. I think this is going to be
So
uncomfortable."
you'll
and
warn
we'll
them.
adjust,
Right.
right? And we'll adjust our pressure on it, and we'll adjust the way we'll do it.
And if someone says that's too much or ouch,
back off.
Okay.
We back off, because as soon as they say it's too much or it's ouch, then the body has already started to react and tighten up. And actually, that's whenever I have a new client, I call my new client spiel. If they even think it's going to hurt, to tell me, because by the time you tell me,
It's already
The body is already shut down and said, no, you can't get in.
okay. You offer other types of things in the shop, other services.
Yes. So we have a woman, Kendra, who now is with us. She does facials and waxing. She's been doing this for 25 years. She's been working down on the South Shore. Her daughter just moved up to the Georgetown, and one in Georgetown and one in Haverhill. So now she's coming up. So she's joined us coming with us.
So she'll do facials
She
and
does facials
and
and
waxing, face waxing and things like that for
Right.
the
Which
ladies
is
and the men.
For the ladies and for the men. And yes, she does do men. And my husband will be thrilled. But I'll tell everybody that for his retirement party, he just retired, my gift to him was I sent him to Kendra to have a facial done. And he was so thrilled at the difference it makes. Because it makes all the fine lines go away. It makes your face glow. It really,
It makes the lines. It makes the lines go away.
the fine lines.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she does a replenishing one. It's amazing. It just makes you feel better. And that's part of that wellness, feeling better. He said to me the other day, he said, I think it's time for me to have another facial.
Not bad. Now you have. She's not the only service that you have, is she?
Well, we do massage
Okay.
and we do that.
All right. So it's kind of there's everything in there.
Right.
When someone wants to call or email or whatever it is, when would they expect to be able to get seen? I mean, how busy?
It all depends upon the day. There are days you can call and we can get you in right then and there. Sometimes it might be a day or two.
Okay. But it generally will be within a short distance.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, we try our best.
Did we miss anything?
Why isn't everybody in getting a massage? That's the big question. That's what I want to know.
It's funny, a lot of people, they think they're going to be touched too much,
Exactly.
beyond their comfort level. So I think that might be the part that would
Right.
hold people back.
Right. And that's part of what we talk to a new client when first they come in. You know, it's their level of comfort. It's their massage. Even some people will say, well, am I going to have to lay there? Am I going to have to talk? It's not like the beauty parlor. It's their session. If they want to talk, they can talk. If they want to be quiet, they'll be quiet. So it's whatever they want.
People are used to holding hands or holding arms, but they're not used to having other parts of their bodies
Right.
touched by strangers, basically.
Exactly. But if you think back when you were a child, you know, when you have a baby, you always stroke that baby. That's all part of what goes on.
Yeah.
And as we get older, we get touched less and less. And a lot of people truly will come in who are older, and they just say, it's just nice that I'm being touched, not in a weird sort of way, you know, because we don't do that at all, not at all. And with caller ID, the police get to know who you are.
But it's nice to have somebody
that touch.
rub that
Because
shoulder,
it does,
rub
it
that hip.
relaxes, it puts the endorphins, the feel-good hormones start flowing after about 15, 20 minutes, and it's good for the body, and it works for stress.
Okay. So on that note,
Well, actually,
unless you have another note.
I do. No, I do. I wanted to at least talk about insurances because a lot
Okay.
of times people will talk, is it covered by insurance? So right now, it's not truly covered by insurance because we don't have a national standard. Some of the insurances companies will sign a program. We would have to sign up, which we are about to do, sign up with a program where we would give a discount.
Oh, okay.
However, with the HSAs and the FSAs, as long as your doctor has given you a note, you may use your card for
Okay.
massage therapy because we're not a spa. We are doing therapeutic massage. We use the codes that are needed if we have
And
anything
now,
like
what
that.
about people that are in the Medicare age, or the Medicare and Medex, or whatever else they have?
It
Not
doesn't
yet.
do that. But
Not yet.
if for some reason they have a health savings account or that benefit, they can
That's
use
the
that.
HSA. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we've learned a lot. A lot of things that you do, a lot of things
Sorry.
that you don't do. Thank you.
Thank you
very
so much.
I'll be giving you a call.
Okay.
Okay. So if you need a massage, you know one of the places to give a call. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Beverly Enos, and you're watching Spotlight Georgetown. Bye for now.